Test one. This one. Day. I don't believe I did the same thing I did yesterday. Oh, I turn that down. I think, you know what? Turn it back up a little bit. That's all the way up. I know I don't need that. Turn my headphone level up so I can hear myself. You know what? When I was in Omega Recording School, professional recording environment, top-notch school, Omega Recording School of Applied Arts and Science. That's the second school I went to that had applied arts and science. I tell people if the school doesn't have, well, you can have good schools, but top of the line, applied arts and science. Look that one up. We're in the information age. I saw a young man that I really looked up to. I think I spoke of him. He was doing Logic. Was it Logic or was it Studio One? But he was really good, really young man. He was really young. I really looked up to him for to be so young and on that level. But he had his hoodie on. It was thicker than this. When I was in the studio, it is, if you have a lot of equipment in a really professional studio, you should have the air conditioning should be turned up to keep everything cool. If it's a lot of heavy duty hardware, the fans, if you don't have a fan in the back of it blowing on it, keeping it cool, they have the air conditioning turned up in those places. It's usually freezing in there. And I tried to do my, I had an exam for a mixing exam, and I had gloves on, and I was wondering why the faders wasn't reacting to. I said, this thing ain't working. And the guy said, you got gloves on. I had the cheap gloves on. I don't know if you have the good gloves that work with your phones, but the guy had on this hoodie, and in a recording environment, you can't wear a hoodie if you're mixing, because it's like you trying to mix with. I tried it outside when I was playing. It got cold, and I put my hoodie on. It's like playing with your ears covered. With your ears are covered with a hoodie, but these are pretty light. But I just wanted to make that point. Yesterday I took out the D1. Korg D1 is supposed to have the action of their flagship Korg flagship action. I don't like it at all. I think I like a heavy action, and I'm just finding out about escapement. I knew about it when I was playing. I didn't know the name of it. When I played piano, I know when you play acoustic piano, you push it 2/3 the way down. It's a little bump before you can push it all the way down. You should hear a little where the hammer releases, and it's a little bump before you can push it all the way down. It's a little bump. On a grand piano, you can push it down, and then you don't have to lift it all the way back up to play it again for the note to strike. On a upright piano, not a very expensive, average upright piano, you have to bring the key all the way back up, and then it'll strike again. I'm saying that to say that when I was out there yesterday, that hammer action, my mixer went out on me yesterday while I was out there. So, without my mid-range and without the ability to pan, even though I was playing out of two speakers coming out of the back, but that option of mid-range and being able to EQ, I didn't have that. I was coming directly out. I mean, this thing, it was working. This is an old, matter of fact, this thing looked old. Yeah, when I first got it, it looked old. It's a dull blue on screen. It might looking like a nice blue. This even look like old technology. It's got an old USB. Matter of fact, it has the MP3 player plug on it. So this isn't brand new technology. It's got an old MP3. It can play an MP3 player. It can play a. So this thing went out on me. So it might have been sitting on the shelf for a long time. But the hammer action, I saw a thing. The Yamaha P515. I got my eye on that. And I found out that the escapement on it, when you push the key 2/3 down, you don't feel that. The guy was saying it was very hard to feel that bump before the key went all the way down, and that really let me down because he was talking about the hammer, the weight on it. I love a heavy feel. He said the feel on that Yamaha 515 was about as heavy as he ever felt with, but it didn't have the escapement. He said, and the white keys were shiny. So that means that that's going to be a little slippage. These have a little green to them, and it's the reflection. He said you can tell by if you hold a light, and if you can see the light, the picture of the light like a mirror, that's really shiny. And I know the black notes here on my Phantom are kind of shiny, but I don't know if it's shiny, but it's not that slippery. I felt slipperier ones, but you really don't know until you have some grease on your fingers or sweat. But I say I'm definitely on a level where I definitely need hammer action. I don't need to be running out catching the subway regularly, so I don't have to worry about weight. Most of the time, if I'm going to be going somewhere now, I'm going in my car until the world opens back up. But I tell you, the joy of having a weighted feel. Yesterday, I was miserable out there playing, and plus my mixer was off. I wasn't happy with the feel, but people looked like nobody was noticing the sound. But I noticed, too, when I have real piano sound that I'm happy with, I noticed the people react different. The people react differently when I'm happy, and I know that the sound sounds fat to me. If it sounds fat to me, I know I can play better, and I get a better reaction. One more thing, everybody's putting out videos on the Apple's M1 new technology. I don't understand why they just put out a bunch of new computers, and it's not even a year, and now they put out a different computer. The only thing about it, you can only get 16 gigs of memory. You can't put in your own memory. But the thing about it is the computer with the 8 gigs, it seems like it's twice as fast as a maxed out old computer. I don't understand that they if I had the money, I definitely would get the new one. It's like half price from the 5,000. They put it up against some of the $4,000 computers. You can check it out yourself. I'm not gonna try to explain it, not knowing what I'm talking about. All I know is that I have to wait for the technology. I can use the logic with it, and I don't plan on buying no Final Cut right now. I did like Final Cut pretty much when I used it for free, but I think I'm definitely. It's so funny. I hate to contradict myself. Not using what you got and asking for what you want. I'm guilty of that right now. I would like to upgrade a little bit more before I really start getting into this. Let me go, Matt. Babble. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off because I'm babbling. I would like to say if anybody in Washington area has a hard drive, any old hard drive would do. If you have a SSD, that's even much better, but that's like asking somebody to give me their car or their spare tire. But if anybody has any extra hard drives laying around, it doesn't matter, old, slow. You can donate them if you want. If you're anywhere around Southwest Washington D.C., or if you want to donate it, I'll come pick it up. Anywhere, if it's not too far in Washington D.C., I'll come pick it up. Here's my. You can leave a comment, leave it in the comments or Facebook. I'm out of Facebook jail. You know what? I'm not going to put these on Facebook anymore because every once in a while I put it in the wrong group. I could put it in my own group. I'm going to be putting Pandemic Pianist. Anybody likes to join a Facebook group, Pandemic Pianist Voluntary Quarantine. I'm in the market. Anybody want to donate a hard drive? Begging. Beggars can't be choicy. I'm gone. Let me go ahead and go. Oh, I got the since I've been out of Facebook jail, that what was the name of that song? Jingle Bell Rock got 40 viewers already. I tell you, I got to leave Facebook on for a minute because I'm not getting any viewers on YouTube. Maybe there's another way I need to look up how to get more viewers on YouTube, but that's more time out of my day where I could be learning, practicing, recording, or even going outside making money. But I realize that YouTube takes a lot of work, and I probably don't have enough time to pursue the YouTube, being a YouTuber. I don't consider myself a true YouTuber because I'm not at least 3 hours a day doing stuff you got to do, which I'm not doing. Thanks for visiting. I gave some people been visiting me on giving me a thumbs up. I wish everybody would ring the bell, or so that way I don't have to go to Facebook. And I met this really young lady down in the museum. If I'm going to go outside today, this would be it's kind of chilly out there. It's not cold, it's just wind chill. I can wear my electric heated outfit, and I can take my big giant umbrella and put it behind me, make a dome, because the wind was blowing on my back yesterday. And it's not that cold. I can plug in my long johns, warm myself up. Matter of fact, it'd be an experiment, but with the virus thing, I don't know if I want to take a chance on the germs out there. Flu season 2, the hospitals are full again. Time to lock down. I'd rather sacrifice and be healthy, take a chance on sacrificing and being healthy, because nobody knows what's going to happen. People say, "Oh, I trust in the Lord," but you don't go out. If you trusted, like the devil said that Jesus had him up on the pinnacle, he must have set him up. He must have abducted Jesus, because if he had a situation, he was fasting, Jesus was weak. He set him on a pinnacle. I imagine balancing him. In a situation where it's okay, you can jump. Or I don't think it was a situation where he put him up on a high place and said, jump down and prove that God can save you. I think it might have been a situation where he was balanced and weak, trying to keep his balance. And he said, don't worry about it. You can go ahead and fall. And God has sent his angels. But what's the use if your building's on fire, and not leaving, saying that, oh, God's going to protect me. He'll put the fire out before we get to my apartment. Or I always tell the story about the city was flooded out, and it was one bridge left to escape, and 2 guys were running across the bridge. One was a religious fanatic, and the other one was just a regular old living for the Lord dude. The first guy, the religious fanatic, stopped on halfway through the bridge and kneeled down and started saying his prayers. And the regular old Jesus dude jumped over him, kept on booking. Of course, the bridge got washed out with the guy saying his prayers on it. The other guy said, "Man, I said my prayers a long time ago. I said my prayers. I prayed before the trouble came, but that don't mean that you can. You figure that one out. I'm gone. 15 minutes. I'm gone, John. Peace and hair grease."